Kansas City's defense has allowed 5,733 touchdowns. Oh, man. Everybody, welcome back to another episode of Pasquinelli's Point. But before we get started, let me say, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on the video, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. Let's get to the point. This week, a couple days from now, guess what? Super Bowl. That's right. This episode, Super Bowl predictions. I got Mr. Sid Luckman for good luck over here, so we'll set him off to the side. And basically the way this video is going to go is I'm going to go by position and see who takes the cake, and then tell you who I personally think is going to win and what my prediction of the final score will be. And then you guys can just talk shit to me in the comments about how I was wrong once the Super Bowl's over. So, without further ado, let's get it started. We're going to start first with Patrick Mahomes. That's right. Patrick Mahomes threw for 4,740 yards, 38 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions. That's a 6-to-1 ratio, damn near. And the guy's unbelievable. He's an old school gunslinger. He's got a rocket for an arm. He can get out of pressure. He's great at making plays extend. And he can throw no-look passes. Who does that? Nobody does that. I think Patrick Mahomes is phenomenal. I can tell you, when he first came into the league, I wasn't a huge fan of his, but he's grown on me these last couple seasons. I do really like Patrick Mahomes, and it's good to see him back in the Super Bowl. I like the way he plays. I love his leadership, and he looks like he just has a lot of fun out on the football field. Now we go to Tom Brady. Tom Brady threw for 4,633 yards. Very close yardage-wise. 40 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. Now that's a 3-to-1 ratio, which isn't that good. Well, I mean, I'll take it. I'm a Bears fan. I'll take a 3-to-1 ratio anytime. But compared to Patrick Mahomes, it's a little bit different. Has he lost a step? Sure. He's old. He's 43. Come on, but he's in his 10th Super Bowl. That's amazing. You don't see that. You know, it's unbelievable. Has he lost a little zip on the ball? I'm sure. But like I said, the guy's in the Super Bowl. Now, I give the nod to Patrick Mahomes, absolutely, with the raw athleticism, the rocket arm. You know, there's something about Patrick Mahomes where he just makes everybody better on the field. Not to say Tom Brady can't. I'm a huge Brady fan, but there's something about Tom Brady where when it comes to the Super Bowl and a big stage, he plays phenomenal. He plays great. And don't count him out in the fourth quarter. He can definitely make a comeback. So what I'm basically saying is, I give the nod to Patrick Mahomes, but don't sleep on Tom Brady. Next, we'll go to the running backs. Now, I picked 2 running backs for each team because they seem to running back by committee mostly. So you got Clyde Edwards-Helaire, who rushed for 803 yards, 4 touchdowns. That's a 4.4 average. And he caught 36 balls for 297 yards and 1 touchdown. So really, he had a phenomenal rookie season. I definitely thought he was getting in the end zone way more than that. Only 5 times doesn't seem like much, but the 800 yards for a rookie is pretty good, and he was hurt for a little while, so he missed a couple games. The other running back who pairs with Helaire in the backfield is Le'Veon Bell, who we all know who was a freaking phenom in Pittsburgh. He's definitely fell off. He only rushed for 328 yards, 2 touchdowns, which is still a 4.0 average, which is pretty decent, and 16 catches for 138 yards. So that backup running back, Le'Veon Bell, isn't the greatest. But Helaire had a great season for a rookie. So I'm interested to see what he does in the Super Bowl. I really like this kid. I'm pretty sure he came out of LSU. So I'm looking forward to seeing him as a rookie playing in the Super Bowl. You never know, man. Rookies do some crazy things. On the other side of the field, you got Ronald Jones. He rushed for 978 yards, 7 touchdowns. That's a 5.1 average, 28 receptions, 165 yards, and a touchdown. Hey, Ronald Jones had a sneaky good year. Sneaky good. Everybody's talking about Tom Brady, Mike Evans, Rob Gronkowski, Scotty Miller, Chris Godwin. They're not talking about Ronald Jones. Ronald Jones, I know he didn't make it to 1,000 yards, but a 5.1 average is pretty freaking good. I'd take that on the Bears. Plus 7 touchdowns, great. Now, his counterpart in the backfield, Leonard Fournette, rushed for 367 yards and 6 touchdowns, which is only a 3.8 average. He had 36 catches for 233 yards. Now, I personally love Allaire and think he is great, but I have to give the nod to the Bucs and Ronald Jones and Leonard Fournette. I mean, together rushing, those guys came up with 13 touchdowns, where the other 2 guys on the other team only had 6. That's crazy. 6 touchdowns rushing the ball, and these guys had 13. I got to give it to Ronald Jones and Leonard Fournette. So as of right now, we're 1 for 1, right? Quarterbacks on the Chiefs, running backs on Tampa. All right, now let's go to the wide receiver comparison. I picked 2 wide receivers for each team. First, we'll start with the Chiefs. Tyreek Hill had 87 catches for 1,267 yards, 15 touchdowns. That's right. I just said that the 2 running backs together had 13. This guy had 15 receiving touchdowns. And to top it off, he had 123 rush yards, which is a 9.5 average with 2 touchdowns. That's 17 touchdowns total. Unbelievable. Tyreek Hill's probably the best wide receiver in the league right now. And he's the fastest. They don't call him Cheetah for nothing. Now, across the field from him, he has Mecole Hardman, who had 41 catches, 560 yards, and 4 touchdowns, which is it's an average season. I guess it's not great, but it's not terrible. I would have put Sammy Watkins in there, but Sammy Watkins missed a lot of time. I feel like Mecole Hardman is he is the other guy to compare with Tyreek Hill. I just got to say, you got Tyreek Hill. That's pretty freaking tough, and he's hard to guard. The last time the Bucs played them, Tyreek Hill went off for 3 touchdowns. So the Bucs got to be real careful. They got to pay a lot of attention to Tyreek Hill. Now, with the Bucs, you got Mike Evans. He had 70 catches for 1,006 yards and 13 touchdowns. Well, 13 touchdowns, that's pretty good. I mean, he's right there with Tyreek Hill. But you also have Chris Godwin with 65 receptions, 840 yards, and 7 touchdowns. Now, to me, it's super, super close when it comes to the wide receiver game. Just because, and I'm not trying to say everything's on touchdowns, but Mike Evans was only 200 yards away from Tyreek Hill. Obviously, he was about 17 catches away, but only 2 touchdowns. So he makes the most of it in the red zone, it seems like. And then you got your other wide receiver, Chris Godwin, who had 7 touchdowns compared to Mecole's 4 touchdowns, but he also had almost 300 more yards than him. I think Tyreek Hill's superstardom is trying to point me in that direction to choose the Chiefs wide receivers, but I have to go with the Bucs. I didn't even put Scotty Miller in here, and Scotty Miller had a pretty decent season, surprisingly, with these other 2 guys on there. So you got 1 for the Chiefs, and you have 2 for the Bucs. Now, tight end comparison. Is this really a comparison? I just had to throw it out there, put the stats in and everything. Travis Kelce had 105 catches for 1,416 yards and 11 touchdowns. Now, Gronk had 45 catches for 623 yards and 7 touchdowns. So the touchdowns are there for Gronk, but he's not getting the yardage. He's not getting the catches. He's not involved as much as Travis Kelce. I feel like the offense basically runs through Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill. And this way, I mean, you got to think, 105 catches and Tyreek Hill had 87. I feel like the offense runs through Travis Kelce. There is no maybe I can pick Gronk over Travis Kelce. Yeah, maybe when he's playing for the Patriots. Gronk isn't the same Gronk that we all know and most of us probably loved, party boy of the Patriots back in the day, where he was just putting ungodly video game numbers up. We're talking, this is Rob Gronkowski, who's back to being a regular tight end. On the other side, you have Travis Kelce, who's the best tight end in the league. You got to go Travis Kelce all the way. If the Bucs don't shut down Travis Kelce, they're going to be in huge trouble. So now we're even. You got 2-2. Let's get into the defense, okay? Kansas City's defense has allowed 5,733 yards, 22 overall touchdowns. When you break it down, the passing yardage is 3,779 and 29 touchdowns. And they're getting 16 interceptions. And then rushing, they've allowed 1,954 with 14 touchdowns. Now, it seems like their passing defense isn't the greatest. Tom Brady might be able to have some success there. Their rushing defense is a little bit tougher, but they've also allowed 14 touchdowns, which I feel like, 14 touchdowns, 16 games, that's not exactly a touchdown a game. So their defense seems like they're pretty decent in the run game. And like I said before, I would take the running backs from the Bucs. So if they can shut them down, everything's on Brady, basically, at that point. You also have Tampa Bay's defense. They've allowed 5,234 yards, 25 touchdowns total. When you break it down, passing touchdowns, they've allowed 3,945 yards, 29 touchdowns, 15 interceptions, and they've allowed 1,289 rushing yards with 10 touchdowns. So it seems like their rushing defense is definitely better than the Chiefs. But their passing defense is roughly about the same, I would say. They both allowed 29 touchdowns, and Tampa Bay's defense have given up 200 more yards and one less interception. And you know who you're playing. You're playing Patrick Mahomes. But their rush defense is a lot better by 700 yards and 5 touchdowns. So they're going to have a problem getting the run game going, which is a big deal for Patrick Mahomes because he does do a lot of play action passes, and you're trying to go deep to Tyreek Hill. I feel like I have to give the nod to the Chiefs defense. Now, ultimately, that gives 3 to the Chiefs, 2 to the Bucs. That doesn't mean I'm taking the Chiefs. I'm just telling you who I think is better overall. There's all kind of factors in the game. Here's an X factor. Tom Brady plays for the Buccaneers. That's one. Number 2, the Chiefs' offensive line is decimated. There's guys who are hurt bad, who are not playing. So you know what that means? If they can get pressure on Patrick Mahomes, it's going to make Patrick Mahomes' day a lot harder. There's another X factor, right? Okay, so here's another X factor, though. You also have Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill, arguably 2 of the best players at their positions in the league. They can always make something special happen, especially Tyreek Hill. One catch, the guy can go for 90 yards and a touchdown. That can change a game. That can swing a game incredibly. Here's something else, though. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers over the last 3 games have been playing incredible defense. Incredible defense. So if they play like that against Patrick Mahomes, I think that the Tampa Bay Bucs can win. I personally think everything's going to come down to which defense plays better. I think the offenses are both going to get theirs, regardless of what people think. My personal opinion is I think the score is going to be something like 45-42, but I'm taking the Bucs. Why? Because I'm a Tom Brady fan? Sure. Absolutely, because I'm a Tom Brady fan. And the guy would have 7 rings. He would, not arguably, because he already is the best quarterback of all time. I don't know if anybody would catch him, at least in our lifetime. You might not see anybody be as good as Tom Brady ever again in our life. 7 rings would be crazy. But I also have another reason to root for the Bucs. I had a friend pass away just recently, and he was a huge Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan. So I'm rooting for them to win one for him. That would be pretty sweet. So down in the comments below, let me know what you guys think. Who do you guys think is going to win? What do you think the score is going to be? Who do you think MVP is going to be? My money on MVP is going to be on Tom Brady. That's pretty easy for me to pick. But the video's over, guys.
First down, it's over. And I don't know how, if you're Green Bay, you come out of this game.
But don't worry, I'll be back again next week with the top 10 quarterbacks who only have 1 Super Bowl ring. See you guys later.
There you go, let's go. Oh, wow, boy. There you go, let's go. Never mind, that's just tails with that heat. Don't know the top.